So here's the deal. I'm not begging you to subscribe to the Lakers Report. I'm encouraging you because I have confidence in myself and producer Sam Brown to bring you the best Lakers coverage on the entire internet when it comes to digital videos. And we're less than 100 people away from 48,000 subs. Also, if you subscribe by hitting that sub button down below, we'll give shout outs to some of our new subscribers. So join the Laker Nation family here at Chat Sports and let's ride. Let's roll. You're watching the Lakers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Senior here with you. The weekend is right around the corner. I know all of you in Laker Nation getting set to have a fantastic weekend, and we have an awesome show cooked up and coming your way. Gonna take a look at some ideal moves that we thought about that the Lakers can do prior to training camp to really improve this roster. And we start off with this. Figure out the Kyrie Irving situation, right? And get him without losing 2 first-round picks. Can you gain the leverage on the Brooklyn Nets and find a way to get rid of Russell Westbrook's contract? Also complete the deal without giving up 2 future ones. Now, this is a trade idea that we put together that I really like for a couple of reasons. You bring in Kyrie, who's cheaper, younger, better than Russell Westbrook. You also get to cure some of your shooting struggles by bringing in Joe Harris. Had a down year last year because of injury, but he can really let the rock fly. And then you trade away Russell Westbrook, big contract. Kendrick Nunn, not a big contract by any means, but he's eaten up some of that salary cap, and you find a way to deal away the 2027 first-round pick and not the other first-round pick in 2025. The Lakers' potential 2027 first-round pick just finished up middle school, right? So I've said this a couple of times before. I don't care about 2027. What am I going to be doing in 5 years? What are you going to be doing? What are the Lakers going to be looking like? Is LeBron James going to be gray, old, and an owner of a new Las Vegas basketball team? Potentially. So the point here being, let's go all in on winning a championship this year, then try to run it back the following year. And that's what the Lakers have to do. I'm talking we as an organizational philosophy. This is the roster jolt that the Lakers need. Kyrie, really good player. Again, I'm not sure about the long run, but frankly, I don't care. Joe Harris, a really good shooter. And if you give Kyrie, LeBron a shooter, you space the floor a little bit for Anthony Davis. So he could primarily work within the mid-range, on the baseline, down low. I think this Lakers roster could be pretty solid, and we know that Kyrie has worked with LeBron James before, and we know that LeBron James can handle the weird personality of Kyrie Irving. So I want you to get the comment section popping right now because we're all about our audience interaction here at Chat Sports, and we really do value your responses, kind of like a sports talk radio show. Imagine local sports talk radio without any callers, right? We need some comments because we go back to see what you say. Would LeBron, Kyrie, and AD be the best trio in the NBA? Let me know right now by typing a Y for yes or an N for no. We continue to put on our general manager hats because are we better than Rob Pelinka with the roster that we saw last year? Maybe. Jordan Clarkson, a reunion in Los Angeles. Not only did he look completely different when he used to play for the Lakers, he was a different player when he played for the Lakers. And for me, when I watch Clarkson, always going to be in the running next couple of years and the last previous years of the Sixth Man of the Year award, the Lakers have been missing that go-to bench scorer. They thought it was going to be Kendrick Nunn last year, and that was a disaster because he never suited up for Los Angeles. And Jordan Clarkson the last couple of years has been the go-to scorer for the Jazz and one of the best bench scorers in the NBA. Now, as is the case with a lot of sixth-man types, they're hot and cold. They're Jekyll and Hyde. They're very inconsistent. That's why they're not starters, kind of like why streaky backup quarterbacks are not starting quarterbacks, right? 26 minutes per game so he can play a decent amount in the regular season. Then you kind of pick and choose your spots throughout the playoffs, depending on how the game flow is going. 17 points per night, 43% shooter, 34% from three. So when I say he's really up and down, some nights he's a world beater. The other nights, he's struggling. You take a look at the shooting numbers there. That certainly backs that up. Another trade idea that I think could work for both parties here if the Jazz especially decide to blow it up. They traded away Rudy Gobert in case you missed it. They might trade away Donovan Mitchell. How about this deal right here? Lakers received Jordan Clarkson. Jazz received THT. Get rid of that money. Wenyen Gabriel, here's a young big for you who had a couple of good moments last year. Second-round pick via Chicago next year, and then a 2024 second-round pick. How about a Clarkson reunion in Lakerland? Are you down for it? Or are you saying, hell nah? Type W for welcome back, G for I'm good. Once more, let your voices be heard in the comment section. Other Jazz trade targets outside of Donovan Mitchell because the Lakers do not have the assets to give up for the Spida. Mike Conley Jr., Patrick Beverley, we talked about him earlier this week. Malik Beasley, Bojan Bogdanovic, couple of players who were certainly appealing. Beasley, really good scorer off the bench. He had this 55-game stretch after he got traded to Minnesota where he was averaging about 20 points per game and is long, can play guard and small forward. I like the positional versatility. Beverly's a dog. Mike Conley I'm good on. Too expensive, getting a little bit older. And then Bogdanovic, a very good shooter. Now, a lot of you watch our Lakers Report content on YouTube, but here's good news. We're on another platform. It's called Rumble. And on Rumble, I can let curse words fly. I can act a fool because Rumble doesn't censor us or any of their content creators. And sometimes on Rumble, you can find exclusively content only on rumble.com/LakersTV. So make sure you give us a follow by hitting the green follow button, which is the same color as this graphic right here. It's rumble.com/LakersTV. We continue to grow here at the Lakers Report and grow to the platforms that you as the people use. Another move that the Lakers could make, and frankly, it'd be okay as a third-string point guard and maybe a future assistant coach if you start to develop him in that role, sign Rajon Rondo. So as for the Rondo latest, the emergency protective order was dismissed in June after parties reached an agreement. He was found not guilty for basically just going off over video games, it seemed as though, according to the police report. So interesting stuff there, but not found guilty. And if you're giving Rondo 10 to 15 minutes per game, then maybe I'd be down if he's your third-string point guard. Again, veteran leader, a guy who has been through the heat of battle. He's won a championship before. He's been a member of a lot of teams that have made deep playoff runs. Last year with Cleveland after he was dealt, actually from Los Angeles, 6 points per game, 5 dimes, about a 43% shooter, as a guy who can understand the tempo of a game and really have a good recollection of the offense. Rondo could be a solid backup option, and then in the future, maybe you keep him around by being an assistant head coach. How about re-signing Dwight Howard? Again, as like a second or third stringer. Now, right now, you have Damian Jones as well as Thomas Bryant, and Dwight Howard just gives you another veteran presence and some more depth. And if you expect to go on a postseason championship run, you have to have depth at your disposal. And Dwight has proven over the last couple of years as he's kind of altered, changed, and, been able to evolve his game that he can still play at a decent level from a bench role standpoint. Last year, 6 points per game, 6 rebounds, half block per night. And in a pinch, he's still in really good shape where he could play a lot some nights and get DNP'd others if you need to rest him, or if you're going up against a team that might go with a small ball lineup, then you don't need Dwight Howard. I saw him at Whole Foods in Dallas back a couple weeks ago. Dude's looking really good. So looks to be in shape. I didn't say what's up to him. I just gave him the head nod because my man was just trying to get some food. So the ideal moves that the Lakers can make before training camp: get Kyrie, trade for him without losing 2 first-round picks. Jordan Clarkson, a reunion to increase that bench production. Sign Rajon Rondo as a de facto coach and backup point guard. And re-sign Dwight Howard to back up Thomas Bryant, Damian Jones, because with Bryant especially, some injury issues there. And then you look at this potential Lakers lineup. If they make some of these moves and some of the players that they have. Now, would Lonnie Walker play the 2? Could it be Joe Harris? That's something certainly interesting. You could look to have Joe Harris come in off the bench and really be one of the go-to guys as part of that second unit, or you have Lonnie Walker come in on that second unit to give you athleticism, and then the rest of the starting 5 really just does speak for itself. Kyrie, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and I think Thomas Bryant, if healthy, a lot of time coming off that torn ACL in which he played the back half of last year, can solidify that starting 5 spot. You saw the lineup right there, and now you see this question on your screen. Grade the Lakers lineup, that one that we just talked about, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know right now. And while you're down there scrolling, Subscribe to the channel. It's youtube.com/Lakers TV. As I told you with the sales pitch off the top, we're bringing you great Lakers coverage, so why not join the Laker Nation family? Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time here on the Lakers Report.